So you probably just saw my video recently of my 3D printed Wolverine helmet and my urethane rubber one and wondered, how did you do that? Let's get into some details. So first you need a design, and luckily for me, Artman02 on Instagram had this awesome Wolverine, MCU inspired Wolverine helmet and suit that he designed. I keep on seeing my Deadpool flashing in and out. But yeah, he has this awesome MCU inspired version that I'm actually working on that whole suit. But I loved his design, so I picked that instead of trying to commission somebody else. That design was there, and then it was a matter of getting that helmet created into a 3D printable file. And that's where I went to Aztec 3D Studios. There's the helmet there. So I commissioned Aztec 3D Studios to create this file for me, and it's both the helmet and the chin cup. It wasn't cheap, and usually it's not cheap for expensive files, but it is specific to me, that file. So it's not like he's going out and reselling that file to people. I custom commissioned that file for myself so that I can use it for my personal project. So once he created the 3D printable file, I of course went and 3D printed the hard copy. And I of course had to finish it, and I printed this on my Anycubic Mega X, and I custom sized it to my specific head size, and I made it snug. So again, as a 3D print, a solid 3D print, I can't put it on my head right now. So after having the hard copy, I of course need to make a negative cavity or a mold to be able to cast the rubber version. So that's where I got products from Smooth On. This is resin, but I get my products from Smooth On, and I would get silicone rubber to cover this print in silicone rubber, which then creates this silicone cavity. So got a silicone cavity, and then I used I think it's called free foam air for the shell. So this is hard, and I've got it split in a way that I can take the hard shell off and keep the silicone from getting flimsy. Now this is how I do this is very messy and sloppy, because I don't make stuff to really sell anymore for other people. I just do my own personal projects, so I try to use like as minimal amount of material as possible, because I'm not creating these molds to really withstand multiple copies being made. But yeah, there's a silicone cavity for me to then take, again, the urethane rubber product from Smooth On and basically rotocast it inside. That being said, I used Vytaflex 40. Sorry, I had a bit of a brain fart. Vytaflex 40 for this test cast. This is a test cast for me. I wanted to make sure that I was getting all the detail I wanted and needed. And but yeah, this is a test cast I did with Vytaflex 40. The rest of the primary casts that I'll be doing out of this will be cast in a product called Task 16. Reason being is it's a little bit more rigid. This is still like decently flimsy. Task 16 is a little bit more rigid, and it's easier to paint. Urethane rubber, typically like Vytaflex, is a pain in the rear to paint and work with, whereas Task 16 is a lot easier. So I'm sure you guys will see, finished versions with Task 16 later on. But for now, the Vytaflex does a good job, and, I can still work with it, gets the job done, lets me see, what areas I need to pay more attention to when I'm casting. Which is fine, because I got a couple little bubbles. I don't know if you can see a couple little bubbles in here in these lines, and some of this didn't capture detail as well as I would have hoped. and some of that's a molding issue. Now, also that being said, this particular mask, that particular mold, I'm actually using as what's called as like a stunt helmet. So these, because I am going to be doing some filming, or a fair amount of filming with this eventually, and these are not actually going to be the like hero close up helmets. Basically, I'm going to be getting a resin print of the same helmet, same scale, same size, but with much crisper and cleaner finishing. And I'll be doing a much cleaner mold for that, for up close pictures, video. That way you don't see imperfections like this up close. These are going to be beaten up. They're going to be used during like fight scenes, fast moving scenes, so that you're not actually seeing the up close detail anyhow. But yeah, that's basically just a quick run through of basically how I went from, you know, a piece of artwork to a 3D printable model to a 3D print to a mold and then to the actual product. So if you're interested in learning more and seeing more, you know, Wolverine and Deadpool stuff, I have a lot more coming, especially with Halloween. We are doing a whole Deadpool theme as a family for Halloween. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Gonna be doing a lot more when I can, now that I've started to get a little bit more free time here and there. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully I helped you learn something, and I look forward to seeing the comments and any questions that I can help answer. All right, thanks guys. Catch you later.